Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. No, it's been a few weeks, just a few of these streams. Glad to be back. We got everything running here. Trying something new. Trying to run the stream on YouTube first, and then pump it over to Twitch, and we'll see if the quality can be better. I just noticed the quality has been really bad. It looks better on Twitch, and then it looks worse on YouTube because for some reason YouTube doesn't get the bit rate of 6,000 kilobytes per second. It doesn't look as good on YouTube, but on Twitch they use that 6,000. So pumped up the bit rate. We'll see if it works better. I just noticed back in the day when I was using just YouTube, it looked better. Alright, so we got a ton of planes here at Beijing, some of them being injected by AIG. Not sure how that works, because I don't have a traffic injector running for Alpha India group traffic, but I have updated that, then using a, the FSLTL, the live traffic stuff. We'll see how it goes. Here for World Tour Flight 269, we're flying from Beijing, China, over to Pyongyang, North Korea. Fictional flight here on Air China, going to be flight 121 on Boeing 737-800. Let's get inside and go on. I have to kind of remember how to do things. It's been a while. I've been flying the CRJ a lot more lately. Frame rate's getting pretty good with all the planes here in Beijing. All right, so for how to do, don't. All right. Battery on. We do have ground power. Fire test, then we'll start the APU. Getting self-loading cargo going. Lights on. Cover. I think we need.
Ground 2 cockpit. Go ahead. Hi, Captain. Microphone check, please. Microphone check is 5 out of 5. Hello.
Good morning, Captain. How are you?
Hi there. I'm okay today, thanks. Okay, Captain. Radio check complete. We'll contact you once the ground vehicles arrive and we're ready to start loading.
Great. We're just getting ready for departure. Once we've opened the door, we'll speak to the terminal staff and find out how long they think it'll be until boarding starts.
No worries. You can open the doors whenever you're ready. Roger.
No problem.
Ground 2
I
cockpit.
don't remember how to do all
Go
this,
ahead.
so I usually do my flow here.
Hi, Captain. Just a quick update to let you know that we've started loading. We'll send the final load sheet up once we're ready. Roger.
Okay, cargo. Front. Oh, 7.
Ground 2 cockpit. Go ahead. Hi there, we're now refueling the aircraft and we'll let you know once it's completed.
We're good on that
Roger.
side. Let's go over here,
Ground 2
start setting up our
Go
flight
ahead.
plan FMC, our active air rack.
Hi, Captain. Fueling has been completed. Roger. Hello.
Hello, Captain. Okay, I've spoken to security, and I'm told they'll be ready to send the passengers down to us in a few minutes.
Thanks.
Give me a call if you need anything else. I'll speak to you in a bit.
Hello.
Hi, Captain. We're ready to start boarding. Are we okay to begin?
Yes, you can
Our
start boarding if
initial
you're ready.
reference point,
Great.
or reference
I'll let
airport.
the rest of the crew know, and we'll get
Copy that
started
down.
as soon as the
We'll go up
passengers
top.
start arriving. It could be a few minutes yet, though.
Route. Going to Zulu, Kilo, Papa. Plate number.
All stations prepare to start boarding.
Runway, yeah. Our flight clearance, yeah. Yep.
Departure, runway 36 left. Initial climb flight level 140. Then is filed. Squawk 6551. Grand China 7669.
Grand China 7669, redback correct. When ready, contact Beijing ground 121.905.
121.905. Grand China 7669.
Boarding requested.
Beijing clearance, Air China 121, gate 89, request clearance to Sunan with information India. Air China 121, cleared to Sunan, 5 Mike Uniform Golf 8 Zulu Delta, departure, runway 18 left, initial climb, flight level 210, then is filed, squawk 6556. Cleared to Sunan via Mike Uniform Golf 8 Zulu Delta, departure, runway 18 left, initial climb, flight level 210, then is filed, squawk 6556, Air China 121. Air China 121, redback correct. When ready, contact Beijing ground 121.905. 121.95, Air China
Passengers
121.
boarding started.
Alright, so we got runway 18 left. No? At departure and everything. Buglow. Ski 34 Airway. And Rat. Alpha. Go. Funnel. One.
Good evening, ma'am. How are you? I'm doing good. Hello. Thank you.
Azri. That. departure, runway 18 left. Like 8 Zulu. Discontinuity's there. Curves. 5. Next 35. That's we need now the cruise, wind, knots, climb outside air temperature 40 Celsius, negative 40 Celsius. Altitude 980. There's the M1 limit. Trying to get my calculator going there. Have this many planes injected, it kind of kills the frame rate. Alright, there's my calculator. Finally got it going. got all our information in, pulled in from Simbri, our second for knots, China. Got the assumed temperature, 45 degrees Celsius. Put that right here, 55 degrees. 24 KD rate. Here it's saying 90.5 on the plane. It's going 91.3. Yes. That's good for that page. Then the takeoff, we got flaps 1. Speeds are just slightly different. 146. Plane's giving us right here 144, 145, 1. Page. Make sure our runway wind 100 at 6 knots. Oh, the runway slope percentage. Otherwise, we have dry. Our reduction 1200 above ground. Here, higher even. Go with what the plane's giving us. Calculator's not 100% accurate for the sim, always. There you go. That's everything set there. Go back to legs. Good progress.
Beijing clearance. Grand China 7139.
Wait for the passengers to get loaded.
209. Request clearance to Zulu Yankee
Looks like
Hotel.
GSX has already got the passengers loaded.
Grand China 7139 cleared to Zulu Yankee Hotel, Bravo 5 Delta.
I've been noticing GSX has been doing really good lately. I don't know if this is, or if I'm just getting custom airports that have the right labels for the jetways. Really cool with that in airports around the world. It's very interesting because this is a customized airport, and got those jetways that really aren't functional. They're probably the more what they would look like in real life. Better. When you have the GSX jetway, or I'm not sure one's which, but anyway, we do have the Beijing Capital International Airport Company right there. Or China. I feel like the colors on our plane are slightly off. I'm not sure if colors on our plane are right or if the colors
Ladies
on
and
all the
gentlemen,
ejected planes
welcome on board this self-loading cargo service. Please place your large bags into the overhead locker wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free and loose items of clothing. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag,
Kind of weird how when we're in external mode, we can hear the messages, but when we're in the cockpit, I have it muffled. Now it went away. So, like if you're outside the plane and those messages start with self-loading cargo, you'll hear them outside the plane. Then once you go in, turn them off. You'll have it muffled. If you have that option checked, muffle it like your cockpit with the door closed. Turn off the co-pilot. And the problem is like I'd like to have the co-pilot. I don't want to have my own app car. All right. Should be doing is I should have my checklist. Here. I don't think we actually got the APU. Yeah. Passengers are all getting hot. There we go.
Hello.
Hi there, Captain. All of the passengers are now on board.
We're just awaiting the load sheet from ground. As soon as we have it, feel free to close the doors.
No problem. I'll bring it to you as soon as they send it up. You still have time to do the welcome announcement. That should pass some of the time.
Good morning from the cockpit. This is your captain speaking. I'd like to welcome you on board this morning's flight. I hope you're all well. We're currently preparing for departure up here in the cockpit, and once we're airborne, we'll be climbing to our cruise level of 32,000 feet. We're not anticipating any delays, so we hope to be underway very shortly. The cabin crew will start securing the cabin once the aircraft has pushed back from the stand. As we make our way to the departure runway, please make sure you're seated and secured as they make their way around the aircraft. The weather is looking good, so it should be a nice, comfortable climb up to our cruise level. Once we're airborne, there shouldn't be any issue during our climb. It's a pretty straightforward departure out of the airport, so nothing to worry about there. The wind forecast during our cruise looks very favorable, so we expect to arrive on time at our destination, but we will of course keep you up to date should there be any changes. The ground crew have finished loading the aircraft, so if you could get yourself seated and secured, we'll be able to get going straight away. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the flight.
Alright, so we're just waiting for the cargo to get loaded. We got fuel in 2 tanks full. Scheduled to push back about 5 minutes, hopefully. There's no vid going? There's no video showing? I guess it's not working. I was trying to do something else, but...
Beijing clearance, Air China 1277, gate 45, request clearance to Zulu Lima with information Juliet.
Air China 1277, cleared to Zulu Lima, Lima 5, Romeo Uniform Sierra Yankee Delta, departure, runway 18 left, initial climb, flight level 160, then is filed, squawk, 6566.
Clear to Antoine by Romeo Uniform Sierra.
Alright, we're just waiting for the cargo to get loaded. Cargo to get
initial
loaded.
climb, flight level 160, then is filed, squawk, 6566, Air China 1277.
Air China 1277, redback correct. When ready, contact Beijing ground 121.905.
121.905, Air China 1277.
Hi kid, hey, welcome in. BJ 135, hey, Monster Balls, hello. Yeah, the Twitch is not working today. I screwed up my settings. I was trying to stream because I stream usually to YouTube and Twitch at the same time, and I was trying to stream to YouTube and have settings over there to make this YouTube stream look better, and then was trying to see if I could stream Twitch at the Twitch settings, but that overloads my encoder, and then if I have them both set at the higher settings I want for YouTube to try to make YouTube look better, then Twitch doesn't work. So we'll probably go back to those Switch ones or something. We'll see, or those Twitch settings. I'm trying to figure out what, because I look back and I watch the YouTube, when I watch the playback of the YouTube stream, it looks so much, the quality is so much more poor compared to the Twitch quality, and so I almost want to take, or at least at the very least, I'm going to in the future probably just take the Twitch streams and re-upload them onto YouTube, so you have a, on the playback you can watch a better quality, if not during the live stream itself, I guess. Kind of sucks that way though.
Beijing clearance,
not streaming on Twitch right now. Agate, no, I'm not a pilot right now. I'm planning on taking the tires right now, kind of getting things lined up to go to flight school and become a real life pilot. Currently, no, not a real life pilot.
Go ahead.
Cleared to TT Airport, name via Echo Lima Kilo 8 Zulu Delta.
Cargo should be all loaded.
We're sending the load up to you now. We'll contact you once the aircraft is loaded up, then we'll get you moving. Roger.
Air China 1119, redback correct. When ready,
hello.
Contact
Hi,
Beijing
Captain. Okay, it's the location from ground. I've written the passenger counter, the crew count here, and the total number of souls, not including yourselves, here.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, that all depends on what's allowed.
Okay, great.
I know a lot of airlines don't, and again, depends on, yeah, obviously if I'm flying, doing, a private flight or something, yeah, of course, that's a little bit easier to do from the point of view. But then, obviously, work, when you're flying airlines or company or something, it depends on their policies.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Just a reminder, if you're using software to track your virtual airline flight, you might want to start it now if you haven't already. We're ready to disconnect. Thanks very much. Aim straight ahead and we'll see you again soon.
Beijing ground, Air China 1119, request taxi.
Cabin crew, please arm doors.
Taxi to holding point.
Departure check completed.
Hey, we are a little bit behind schedule,
Zulu 6.
but
Whiskey 7.
not too bad.
Taxi to holding point, runway 18 left.
Hey, fuel
via
pumps
Zulu 4,
on.
Zulu 3, Zulu 6, Whiskey 7, Air China 1119.
Air China 121, push back and start up approved. Push back and start up approved. Air China 121.
It's closed.
Beijing ground, SI 28900 gate 343, request pushback and start up.
Alright, request it in the pushback.
Locking gear.
Shenzhen at 91190, contact Beijing Tower 118.05.
118.05, Shenzhen 9190.
Check the ground power.
SI-21 8900, pushback and start up approved. Pushback and start up approved. SI-21 8900.
Alright, we're gonna push back to
Beijing ground. SI-21 8900, request taxi.
back to the right.
SI-21 8900, taxi to holding point runway 18 left, 50306, Whiskey 7. Taxi to holding point runway 18 left, 50306, Whiskey 7, SI-21 8900.
And
Release parking brake, commencing
there we
push.
go.
All engines clear. Start at will.
Beijing ground, Shenzhen 9190, runway vacated with Mach 9.
Starting engine 2. Tax off.
女士们、先生们，你们好，
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
欢迎您选乘中国国际航空公司班机。
Welcome aboard this Air China flight.
为了您的安全，请留意收看机上安全注意事项。
For your safety, please pay attention to the safety instruction of this flight.
请将行李放在行李箱内或您前面的座椅下方。出口和通道请勿摆放行李，禁止随意拉动应急出口手柄。
Please stow your luggage in the compartment or under the seat in front of you. Please do not block the exit or cabin aisle with your belongings. Do not hold the emergency exit handle arbitrarily.
飞机起飞和下降前，请调直座椅靠背，收起小桌板、脚踏板，打开遮光板，并系好安全带。
The plane is taking off and landing. Please return your seat back to the upright position. Stow and secure your table and pedal, and pull up the window shades. Please fasten your seatbelt.
为了预防突发颠簸，建议您全程系好安全带，特别要遵从客舱广播及安全带信号灯的提示。
In case of unexpected turbulence, please keep your seatbelt fastened for the duration of the flight. Especially follow the instructions of cabin announcements and the fasten seatbelt sign.
Starting engine 1.
手机、游戏机、电子书等以下电子设备，可以在开启飞行模式且关闭蜂窝移动数据功能下使用。
Electronic devices can be used with airplane mode on and cellular mobile data network off.
但在飞机滑行、起飞、降落阶段，还需关闭 WiFi 和蓝牙功能，不要连接耳机线、电源线。
But in the flight taxiing, taking off, and landing phases, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth need to be switched off. Do not plug in earphone cables or power cables.
笔记本电脑、平板电脑等超过单手握持限制的便携式电子设备，应关闭电源并安全放置于行李架中，以确保紧急情况下的通道畅通与安全。当您的电子设备不慎掉入到座椅缝隙内，请寻求乘务员的帮助，而不要自行调节座椅。
For portable electronic devices, such as laptops that cannot be held with one hand, please switch them off and secure them on the luggage
Generator
racks,
1,
so
generator
as to
2,
ensure that the aisles are
generator 1,
unblocked
power
and
select.
safe in case of emergency. If your
Tax
electronic
auto.
device falls into the seat, please
lead
ask
off.
for cabin
Tow
crew's
truck
assistance.
disconnected.
一旦
Bypass
发
pin
现飞
removed.
机受到电子干扰或出现紧急情况，
Pro
请
P
听
on.
从机组人员指令，关闭电子设备。
If the flight is experiencing electronic interference or is in an emergency situation, please follow the instructions of the flight crew and switch off electronic equipment.
机上全程禁止使用对讲机。
After start checklist, generators on, probe heat on, anti-ice off, isolation valve auto.
禁止开启和使用充电宝。
Engine start
During the
switches
whole flight,
continuous.
Speakerphones and portable devices with remote controls are prohibited for use. Power
Recall
banks
checked,
are
auto
also
brake,
not allowed to be switched
Exit
off
takeoff,
or used.
RTO. Flight controls checked. Ground equipment clear.
机上全程禁止吸烟，包括
There it is.
电子
Let's
烟
request our taxi.
禁止触动卫生间内烟雾探测器及机上各种应急设备。
Smoking,
Hello.
including
Hi,
smoking
Captain.
electronic
Just to let you know
cigarettes,
that the
is
cabin
strictly
is secure for
prohibited
takeoff.
throughout the flight. It is
Thanks a
prohibited
lot.
to trigger the smoke
Just let me
detectors
know
in
when
the
you're ready to
laboratory
go,
and
and I'll
other
get the
emergency
crew fitted.
equipment on the plane.
You can take your
氧气
seats
面
now.
罩
We're
储藏
almost
在
ready.
门座椅上方，发生紧急情况时会自动脱落。用力向下拉面罩，尽快罩在口鼻处，将袋子套在头上进行正常呼吸。如要帮助他人，需自己先戴好。
The oxygen mask is located above your seat. The mask will be released automatically in case of
Look at the chart.
decompression. Pull the mask
No idea
firmly
where we're
downwards and immediately use
There's
it to cover
hotels.
your
We'll
nose
come
and
out,
mouth.
Gulf
Fix
3,
the elastic
Gulf
band
Hotel.
around your head and breathe normally.
We're only going to
You
Alpha
should
8.
secure your mask first.
So now,
before
interestingly, they didn't
assisting
give us
others.
Hotel 7 then the Alpha 8, but the Hotel
救
Alpha
生
8.
衣储藏在
So
你
we're
的座椅
actually
下面
at this
或扶手中间
hotspot.。
A life vest can be found under each seat or between the armrests.
水上迫降时取出使用，经头部穿好，带子从后向前扣好，系紧。
They should be used in the event of an emergency ditching. Please slip it on over your head, buckle up, and fasten the straps.
在客舱内不要充气，离开飞机前再打开充气阀门。充气不足时，可使用人工充气管继续充气。
Do not inflate the vest until you leave the cabin. If your vest needs further inflation, you can
Parting,
use the
that's why
manual
they don't want
inflation
anyone
tubes.
exiting
飞
there
机
because
紧
that's
急
where
迫
people
降
are
时
coming on.
取下
We
所
don't need
有
the
尖
whole
锐物
runway, I
品
guess.
做好防冲击姿势，直到飞机完全
Makes me
停
a little
摆。
nervous because we're
If
cutting
the
off a
plane is
bunch
to
of
make a
that.
forced landing, please remove all
Maybe
sharp
we'll go up
objects.
flaps
Brace
5
for impact until
before
the
they go.
plane comes to a complete
Because
stop.
the calculations do not take into account that a shorter runway takeoff.
本架飞机应急出口均匀分布在客舱内
Last。two, actually.
The emergency exits of this plane are evenly distributed in the
Ready for
cabin.
taxi?
发生紧急情况时，客舱通道和出口处的应急照明指示灯会自动亮起
Turn。off
In
lights
case of
and
emergency,
taxi
emergency
lights
indication
on.
lights along the aisle and exit will light up automatically.
请听从乘务员的指引，从最近的可用出口离开飞机。撤离时禁止携带任何行李。
Please follow the flight attendant's instructions and take the nearest available exit to leave the airplane. Please do not take any luggage with you during evacuation.
要用这种姿势跳进滑梯。
Keep this posture to jump onto the inflatable escape slide.
在您座位前的口袋里备有安全须知卡，请尽早阅读。
The safety instruction card is provided in your seat pocket. For your safety, please read it as soon as possible.
当您需要帮助
Downloaded
时，请联系乘务员。
sign
Please contact flight attendants
taxiway
when you
sign
need help.
upgrade.
女士们、
Didn't,
先
not
生
the
们，
not the
感谢您
purchase
的
one
关
or
注，
anything. This is just
祝
one that
您
kind of
旅途愉快。
dims the
Ladies and
bloom
gentlemen,
on the signs.
Thank you for your
Yeah,
attention.
the signs are a little
We
bit
wish you
more
a safe and pleasant
legible,
journey.
and definitely at night they're more legible because they don't have as much of that bloom on them. Actually, read the taxiway signs. Kind of the point. Know where you're going. We're on hotel. Just our taxiway.
Air China 121, contact Beijing Tower 118.05. 118.05, Air China 121. Beijing Tower, Air China 121, runway 18 left, ready for departure.
Air China 121, line up runway 18 left.
Line up runway 18 left, Air China 121.
Oh, I can't believe we're already almost 50 minutes in. That was a really weird prep for this flight. I don't know why I'm so late. Very weird. Usually we're about half an hour in and we're already getting the runway, so I don't know. Sorry about that. Might have to use some time acceleration on this flight because I am a little limited on time.
Air China 121, wind 208 degrees at 6 knots, runway 18 left, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 18 left, cleared for takeoff, Air China 121.
Cleared for takeoff.
Air China 1543, heavy, when vacated contact ground 121.95. When vacated contact ground 121.95, Air China 1543, heavy.
Ready to climb?
You're up. Flight director here. Oh, I feel like the plane has changed something. Because there's all these settings that you can set in this plane for
Air China
different
121, contact capital approach 126.1.
126.1, Air China 121.
I have to look at that because that's weird to me.
N1119.
Capital approach, Air China 121, Mike Uniform Golf 8 Zulu Delta, departure at 2,700, climbing flight level 210. Air China 121, radar contact, continue climb flight level 210. Continue climb flight level 210, Air China 121.
Shenzhen N9172, established a localizer.
Yep.
Shenzhen N9172, continue approach.
Continue approach, Shenzhen N9172.
I'm so used to the
Cabin crew, resume duties.
crosshairs, right? So I'm guessing there's a setting change, and sometimes, depending on your livery, they'll have different settings for the how the screens are. I've never seen it like this though, which is kind of weird. So jump in to the menu here. I can colors.
Shenzhen at 90172. Contact Beijing Tower 118.05.
And right there you can see how many options there are.
Shenzhen at 90172.
Used to the realistic way of doing it. Right here, flight director type, split access or single queue. The split access. Oh, weird how some of these things are changed.
277. Proceed direct Alpha 553.
Just on this plane. So there you go. So there's that split access. So there's where your options are.
Air China 1277.
Okay, landing lights off. Standard pressure. Up to speed, 288 knots, climbing out to flight level 210, and wait until this turn, and we'll out to see. But yeah, if you're ever looking, I mean, there's so many options on this plane for adjusting. I mean, everything. That so right there, that's gonna be in displays. And every aircraft actually, you can set them to be different. I don't know if it locks in how you save that to a plane, but when you do download deliveries, sometimes there will be, they'll have like the different, like you'll have the Honeywell instead of the Collins panel here, and it'll have different things, you know, and right there, even like the crosshairs was different. I don't like that different crosshair, so you can always adjust it. You know, you saw there was like you can install the different antennas for the Wi-Fi and stuff if you want. Alright, departing Beijing. We're headed south.
Air China 240, heavy, clear Alpha Victor Bravo Zulu Alpha, arrival.
I did have half of mine to turn on the Google Map replacement for this, because Google Maps looks better for China than Bing Map. Reason I haven't done that, and I probably could have done on this flight, because we're going between Beijing and Korea. Maybe I'll do the next one since we're doing the Korea to Shanghai.
120.35.
I don't like to use the Google Maps replacement all over the world because it doesn't work. It's not great all over the world.
Beijing Center.
Not much better.
Mike Uniform Golf 8 Zulu Delta departure at flight level
it's
150.
definitely worth it in China sometimes. Alright, so we only got about an hour on this flight. I mean, not a long one. We got a bunch of other planes on our TCAS.
Continue climb flight level 350. Air China 121.
It's always interesting how there are certain areas that look very, very good for the auto gen for China, and other areas, particularly the cities, don't look that good, like the taller buildings. But when you get those, like the kind of the warehouses, or the kind of just the very cheap, aluminum, steel, whole kind of whole buildings with the blue and red roofs, it looks really good. It's usually in the outlying areas where China looks really good here in the sim. Otherwise, like the cities, unless you buy like right there, like all this area doesn't look so good. But then you get some like the warehouse areas, can even see it like the satellite imagery, what it looks like, and then it will. The autogen actually does a pretty good job in those areas, but you know, kind of the high rises doesn't look as good. Or even that area, which is completely missing a tile for some reason right now. Oh, that's actually the airport. So we flew over that on our approach. I don't think we landed there, did we? No. On our long haul. But yeah, that is the Beijing South Airport, the new one, Daqing, and for some reason it's not loading in right, and I don't know if that's the I don't know if that's the I'm assuming it's the mod that I have for it that puts it in the sim. A little frustrating that it doesn't work. Let's look this direction and avoid looking at it.
Continue call flight level 330, Air China 563, heavy.
One up on our left turn. Now we're over the outskirts of Tianjin now. We're left and there's Tianjin. I spent a week there in Tianjin. Towards the end of my first little stint in China. Luckily, I was not there when there was that big explosion. I don't remember what that was. They figured out that was. But there was a massive explosion in Pyongyang, in the industrial area, and it was really dangerous. I mean, it blew out people's windows for miles around. Big industrial explosion there a few years back. Okay, once we complete this turn, we'll release the passengers. Okay, you see the autogen is really good.
We are about to start one of our in-flight tours.
Maybe that's just the satellite imagery. HubSpot's the satellite imagery looks really good. Almost looks 3D. And when we were, I mean, right there, autogen. Little villages where it's just clusters of smaller houses. Those look really good. The cities with all the high-rise apartments and towers, they don't look as good. All right, we do have our line here over that. So 50.
Continue descent flight level 140. Continue descent flight level 140, Shanghai 7114.
So as I said earlier, I am trying out something new. I'm streaming from YouTube first and then trying to stream dual to Twitch. Didn't work. But I turned up the bit rate for the stream here on YouTube, trying to see if the quality looks better. I don't know yet. I'm going to have to kind of look back on the playback, kind of compare last stream to this stream. I do know that the streams always look better on Twitch, so if you are looking in the future, you've been watching on YouTube, but you also do have Twitch, go watch over on Twitch. I love the support over there. I love it over here too. But if you're noticing the quality just isn't up to snuff for you over here on YouTube, Twitch, for some reason the quality looks better at the same bitrate on Twitch. I don't know why YouTube, like it's killing it. It doesn't look as good. Especially for these world tour flights. It's like I got away. What I really wanted to do with these world tour flights is I always wanted to just kind of make a video for each flight. And I got away from that because like the live stream was just quicker. It would be recorded. It would be up on the internet there for people to watch in the future. Now that I kind of see the quality's not as good, I kind of wish I had been recording these and then, you know, even if I didn't do any editing, and that was like the big thing. It's like I didn't want to record these and then upload them because that takes time, and I knew I'd go into Adobe Premiere and I'd start trying to edit them and everything. But even to have the option to later go back and put together compilation, which I might still do at some point. Unfortunately, it won't be great quality for all of them, or depending where I can find video sources. So that's what I'm trying to do now, is either record the stream natively or pull it from Twitch, because for some reason it looks better on Twitch, at least once it goes up. Yeah, a very short flight here, 46 minutes as we climb. Once we get to cruise, a little bit lower. You can see our top of climb, and I'm sure our top of descent's going to be pretty quick too. Really interesting one. I've never seen one like this. Flight level, above flight level 197 right there from Luglo. Very rarely do I see on our way out flight level required. We are directly over New Bin.
Beijing Center, ground China 7127, Echo Lima Kilo X Zulu Delta, departure at flight level 200, final flight
New
level
Bin
200.
High area. Bin High. Bin High new area.
Continue climb flight level 330.
East of Tianjin.
Continue climb flight level 330, ground China 7127.
Outside line 3356, contact Tianjin approach 127.9.
127.9, SI 3356.
Yeah, so a big thing with China and a lot of places in the world, it's like it always looks really good. The satellite imagery looks really good. If you have good satellite imagery and you're at, 6 miles above the Earth, it looks actually really good. Again, if you have the good satellite imagery, this is okay, but Bing doesn't have the best for China. Google is better for that. But I'll tell you one thing: it's not great VFR flying in China because it's all auto-gen buildings, and the auto-gen for China is really poor too. I've noticed in a lot of places. At least more of the industrial area is actually pretty decent because of like the pole buildings and the kind of deep aluminum roof buildings or whatever. Very foggy this morning. Your Bohai Bay. Bohai Sea. On our way to Pyongyang. Got the filter on. lighten things up when we're doing night flights. It's a little bit better. This is a very short flight already. Thinking about possibly doing a little time acceleration. We won't need to do that. That'll be good. I was about getting some other stuff set up for flights, but I don't think I'll have any time for that either. Yeah, crazy. So I'm streaming at 12,000 kilobytes per second for YouTube, just on YouTube right now. Now, Twitch is limited. They only want you going 6,000 kilobytes per second, so that's why most of the streams I'm at 6,000 going to Twitch and YouTube. And it's crazy because YouTube recommends 4,500 kilobytes, even less than Twitch. Is their recommended. You could go higher like I am, but 4,500. It's like that. I don't know how you do that. I mean, at least the AMD card doesn't do a very good job of that. I think the NVIDIA did better. But I'm not Team Red so much as I have an AMD card, and I couldn't imagine going 4,500 kilobits. It'd be it'd be pixelated worse than it is right now on YouTube. So again, if the quality is not there for you on YouTube, recommend going over and watching it on Twitch. It looks a little bit better. I do notice when I do my playbacks and I watch the stream on my computer monitors, it doesn't look good. On my phone, obviously it looks good because your phone is a much smaller screen. If you're on an iPad, a smaller tablet, it's going to probably look a lot better. But then even when I go on my 4K TV, bigger screen, it actually looks really good, which is really weird because YouTube stream is losing so much with the upload, which is kind of weird. I don't know. In other streaming news for this channel, when I'm not streaming the World Tour flights, and when the World Tour flights do eventually complete the World Tour, I'm going to do a lot more streaming, try to do a lot more streaming of the shorter, they're not guaranteed to be shorter, but right now they are because I'm doing regional airlines, but A Pilot's Life 2, doing some more streaming of my flights of that. Now, I've got a couple more flights for SkyWest Airlines, and then in A Pilot's Life 2, which is kind of a career add-on for Microsoft, for any simulator. It's not specific to Microsoft Flight Simulator. I've applied for Ibex Airlines, which is a regional airline in Japan that flies the CRJ. We're going to continue flying the CRJ in A Pilot's Life, but I'm going to I think I'll do like a 7-8 flight schedule and then go and jump to another airline, do a 7-8 flight schedule, and kind of just bounce around the world. I really want to go to Japan because I've downloaded so many freeware airport upgrades for a lot of the airports in Japan. I really want to fly around to some of them and see how they look. There's some that are really good. We'll do that. We'll fly a little bit more in Japan, and hopefully I'll be able to stream some of those. I'm not going to try to stream every single flight because there's sometimes I just want to jump on at a random time and just fly and not have to set the whole stream up and everything. But try to share those, or maybe at worst case scenario try to just record those and then post the video later. But I think that'll be fun. Fly different places in the world, different airlines, and into a lot more airports. Like with this world tour, kind of flying a lot of the flights we were flying into, like the major big airport in whatever country we're flying into. So for example, this one we're flying into Beijing, into Pyongyang. Japan, we just flew into Tokyo. We didn't get to see Hiroshima or Osaka, which if you are on my YouTube channel, I did a video highlighting beautiful work by Kato T upgrading Osaka Airport. It's a beautiful freeware airport. I mean, he could probably charge money for that, but it's free, and there's a lot of great Japanese airports that are upgraded free that are payware quality, in my opinion. I know there are payware airports out there that are of lesser quality than these free ones. So that's my plan with a pilot's life. We'll be in the CRJ, knocking out some more regional flights. I got a couple more with SkyWest, flying from Fresno down to Phoenix, then Phoenix to El Paso, and then I'm going to switch over and do some Japanese regional flying, just to switch it up. So kind of the reason I wanted to do the pilot's life and do SkyWest because I wanted to do regional flying in America because I don't get to see America enough. But
we've reached our cruise level and are currently flying at an altitude of 37,000
I want to do a little bit
feet.
of Japan, so we'll
do
a series on Japan for a while, and then maybe we'll jump back into America, maybe do a different regional in America, or at some point when I can, we'll upgrade and either upgrade to the 738 or get the license, my type rating for the 738 or for the A320, and we'll join one of the major carriers, like a Southwest or American, or even something like Spirit or Allegiant, for the A320. Alright, so we're cruising over Bohai Sea. A ton to see out here. Over the sea. Come out here and see where our top of descent is gonna drop.
China Coast
Looks like after Senko, we're gonna make a little left turn. And again, about course 100 or no, 90. Oh yeah, 93 degree course looks like there. See right here we're on our course is 111 degrees or 110 degrees. 110 degree course right now. I believe this is our actual course though, our actual track, and then this is we want to go 110. Our plane is actually pointed here with the wind. We do have that 266 degree wind, 97 knots, but we're actually at about 115 degrees on our track, but then first we gotta like the magnet, our actual course is this, and then that's the track, vice versa. But you see that difference, 5 degree difference basically. So account for the wind, 96 knot winds right now. Tailwinds too, that's what's pushing us along, make this flight a little faster too.
Air China 121, contact Pyongyang Center 118.9.
118.9, Air China 121. Shenyang Center, Air China 121, inbound unsec, at flight level 350.
Air China 121, radar contact, maintain flight level 350.
Maintain flight level 350, Air China 121.
China Eastern 6442, expect visual approach, runway 04, report when ready for descent. Expect visual approach, runway 04, report when ready for descent, China Eastern 6442. China Eastern 6442, ready for descent. China Eastern 6442, descent flight level 110. Descent flight level 110, China Eastern 6442. Highland 7515, cleared India November Tango 01 Alpha, arrival. Cleared India November Tango 01 Alpha, arrival, Highland 7515. China 78528, contact Nanjing Center 120.5.
120.5, China 78528.
Highland 7515, continue descent 3900, QN8 1016. Continue descent 3900, Highland 7515.
Bye.
There's around 10 minutes left to run before we start descending, just in case you wanted to bring any remaining services forward.
Okay, well, since the passengers are pretty thirsty, I'll bring the drink service forward so they can have a drink before landing.
Good morning once again from the cockpit. I hope you're enjoying the flight so far. Not a problem.
Shenyang Center, Homeland 9836, at flight level 220.
We'll be starting our descent in approximately 10 minutes. The arrival weather forecast is looking good, so it should be a nice easy approach into the airport. We're not expecting any delays, so we should be able to land fairly quickly. Once we do begin our descent, please listen to the cabin crew carefully and pay attention to any instructions they provide. Please also monitor the seatbelt sign during our approach. Thanks very much for flying with us, and I'll speak to you again shortly.
Proceed direct Oscar Romeo India X-ray Alpha. Continue descent flight level 190, Homeland 9836.
Island 7515, contact approach 127.95. 127.95, Highland 7515. Homeland 9836, clear Oscar Romeo India 01 Alpha, arrival.
Clear Oscar Romeo India 01 Alpha, arrival, Homeland 9836.
China Eastern 6442, contact Nanjing Center 120.5. 120.5, China Eastern 6442. Homeland 9836, continue descent 3,900 QN8 1015.
Continue descent 3,900, Homeland 9836.
Shenyang Center, China 75632, inbound Tango Lima 716 at flight level 330. China 75632, radar contact, maintain flight level 330. Maintain flight level 330, China 75632. Shenyang Center, Sky Legend 6046, inbound Tango Lima 811 at flight level 330. 6046, radar contact, proceed direct Tango Lima 811, then as filed, maintain flight level 330. Proceed direct Tango Lima 811, maintain flight level 330, Sky Legend 6046. Shenyang Center, China 76P12, November India X-ray 05 Alpha, arrival at flight level 330. China 76212, radar contact, descend flight level 190. Descend flight level 190, China 76P12. Homeland 9836. Contact Darling approach 127.95.
127.95. Homeland 9836. Shenyang Center, OK Jet 3116, inbound Tango Lima 716, at flight level 330.
3116, radar contact, maintain flight level 330.
Maintain flight level 330, OK Jet 3116.
Air China 121, expect Sierra Alpha Sierra 21 Alpha, arrival, Papa Yankee 423, ILS, approach, runway 35, report when ready for descent.
Expect Sierra Alpha Sierra 21 Alpha, arrival, Papa Yankee 423, ILS, approach, runway 35, report when ready for descent, Air China 121.
Alright, so they got us expecting Sazri 21 Alpha, arrival going to Papa Yankee 423, ILS approach runway 35, and we are ready for descent. We got a little time here. Let's make sure we get it plugged in. But this is exactly what we were expecting. So arrival ILS 5, transition
Air China 121, contact Nanjing Center 120.5.
21A.
120.5, Air China 121.
Legs. Senko going to Sazri, then over to Papa Yankee 423, and then into the arrival.
Nanjing Center, Air China 121, inbound Senko, at flight level 350.
We are ready for descent.
Air China 121, ready for descent.
Air China 121, radar contact, descend flight level 140.
Descend flight level 140, Air China 121.
China Eastern 6442, contact Yontai approach 120.
We're going to let the BNAV take that for us when
120.85,
next minute here.
China Eastern 6442.
Check our charts. Here's the arrival. There's Sazri.
Air China
and it's
121,
pretty much just
contact
10.5 mile
118.9.
little arrival over here. Papa Yankee 423. You see its
118.9, Air
initial
China
approach
121.
fix. 3,000 feet, 180 knots.
Shenyang Center, Air China 121, inbound Vigo, at flight level 350, descending flight level 140.
Then we have our approach plate. So you got that 3,000 knots there, 180 or 3,000 feet, 180 knots at 423. At 422, 180 knots, 2,000 feet.
Continue descent flight level 140, Air China 121.
Descending down to 1,200, capturing glide slope at 421, and in 160 knots at 421. That's pretty nice having the speed. We got our ILS 109.9, VOR 111.4. Glide slope 1,200 feet at Papa Yankee 421. Final approach course is 351. Airport elevation, we'll put in 100 for that. Transition altitude 12,000. Going around, we're going to climb up to Papa Yankee 427. Then turn left direct to Papa Yankee 621 at 3,000 feet. Then hold ATC's instruction. We're looking at decision altitude. We're going to put in 329 for C though, right? I never get my category for the plane right. I like to just go with the higher minimum. Just
China 75632, proceed direct Tango Lima 303.
not just in case, because the higher minimum is actually, but I guess a 10-foot difference, not a big deal. So 329 feet will be our minimum there. So we'll plug all that in. So we should be starting our descent right about now. Belt size on. And there's a descent.
Shandong 7645, descend and maintain 900 QNH 1013.
Descend and maintain 900, Shandong 7645.
Okay, 351 for the final course. ILS is 109. 9. OR is 111.4 if we need it. And over here again 109. 9.
Good morning once again from the cockpit. As you've probably noticed, we've started our descent. Depending on the destination air traffic, we should be landing in around 20 minutes. In the meantime, I will be instructing the cabin crew to get the cabin ready for our arrival. After the seatbelt sign will be illuminated and you'll need to stay seated until after landing. On that note, if you need to use a toilet, then you should try to visit one now as it will be closed during the approach. For now though, I will wish you a very good morning once again, and I'll speak to you in a short while once we've landed.
Proceed direct to set, maintain flight level 330, Sharman 8388.
Put in our minimum 329 feet, 250 feet above the runway. Where our 14,000 is going to be right around Ponil. Already got very interesting. It already has the most of some of the minimums in there. Altitude. This one that usually you didn't see that until you put that on. But that's actually in the, maybe that's in the Airbus, the constraints. So I think in the Boeing it actually automatically puts them in if it has it, which we do have right here. 5,300 feet for Sasri, 3,000 for Papa Yankee 423. We are watching the speed. Speed's going to be a big thing. Sasri, we need to be down to 200 knots. So we're going to be between Ponil and Sasri working on bleeding off that 80 knots. Putting out flaps. We'll probably get to flaps, say what, flaps 5 by the time we're at Sasri. We've been, current flight time, we're at 47 minutes. Been total time since boarding 60 minutes. Hundred or so miles to go on World Tour Flight 269, Beijing, China, Pyongyang, North Korea. Gotta give you again a roadmap to where we're going on this World Tour. We have about, what, 42 flights to go. And that includes a few flights, places we've already been on this World Tour, but just to set up to get to other flights to countries where we haven't gone. We'll be finishing up, I believe, flying into our last flight will be flying in at least on the continuous flight. So what we've been doing on this World Tour, we've been flying from point A to point B and then point B to point C. We've never had where we've always landed in an airport and then taken off from that same airport to go to the next place. That's why sometimes we've done flight to reset, because this is the way I wanted to do it. Or originally when I was doing the tracking Project Fly, if you moved your plane, it would start a new plane. You always had to start your flight wherever you finished your last flight with a plane in Project Fly for tracking purposes. Now it doesn't work that way anymore with Atlanta that I use for my flight tracking, so it doesn't matter. We could just fly flights wherever. But I kind of want to stick with that because it's kind of fun. You know, you land somewhere and then you get to take off there the next day, and it kind of makes it a little bit of a challenge to figure out how to fly things. And sometimes you do fly to the same country 5 or 6 times just to set up for other flights. Yeah, but our last flight looks like we're going to be flying from Yemen to Palestine. So a couple of places where even the airport we're flying to in Palestine doesn't actually exist anymore. Yasser Arafat International was destroyed a few years ago. So a fictional flight to finish up are at least the point-to-point, the ones where we have done, so it'll be 309 flights where we started in, I can't remember where we started now. You'd have to go back and look at flight number 1 for the world tour on YouTube there. But I think we started Rwanda or something like that. We started somewhere in Africa, and we have flown a flight from just A to B to C to D, sometimes back to A to set up, but it's always been a continuous line. We've never jumped airport. We've never even jumped airports within the same city, like going from a JFK, New York JFK to LaGuardia or something. It's always been where we landed. We were taking off the next day for the next flight. Different plane, different airline, all that, but always doing that. So 309 flights. We'll be finishing up at Yasser Arafat International Airport in Palestine, and then I do have a few extra flights planned. Flight, I don't know how we're going to do it, but I do have a flight flying to Antarctica to get that ticked off. There might be a few others to finish off a few places for the achievement in Atlanta of landing in every territory. There's a few, actually, I don't know if I'll be able to complete the achievement because there's a few places you can't fly to. It just isn't an airport. There's no way to fly there. And it's an impossible flight too. If you're flying off an aircraft carrier or something, I guess, with a helicopter.
Radar contact. Continue descent. Flight level 140.
But yeah, we're going to try to do a flight into Antarctica, and then the final flight, Flight 311, Montreal to St. Pierre Airport in St. Pierre and Miquelon, which is overseas territory for France, which we could have probably flown to and put 2 more flights flying from Montreal out to St. Pierre and then St. Pierre and back in the long string of flights, but missed it. But yeah, that right now I'm looking, that's going to be sometime in February. We're going to finish that, and that'll be it for the world tour, and we'll be open for kind of you guys suggesting flights that you'd like to see. Put your requests in. Go join the Discord. There is, I believe, I think I have and if I don't, I'll have to set it up. I think I have a section where you can request flights. Put in like what airline you want to see. I like to do real life flights as much as possible, but if you do have a fictional flight, that's fine. But I like to, I like to fly real airlines, real planes. So you can find the flight that you like. Tell me the airline. Tell me the flight number. The departure airport, the arrival airport, and what plane it's in, or what plane you'd like to see me do it in, and we'll see if that is feasible. And then I'm going to be, I'll probably be doing a little bit more streaming of, like I said, random flights that I want to fly, that you guys suggest, and also flights in A Pilot's Life too, which is a career kind of thing where there'll be real life scheduled flights, but they'll be with one airline. And what I'll probably do is I'll jump around the different airlines. And I actually had one idea I want to do is I want to do like an airline world tour where I just go to every country. I just fly a flight from every airline in the world. Would take probably a million years, but at least the bigger ones will kind of jump through. But we'll see. One or the other. I just want to fly to a lot of different places that we haven't been to. Been almost everywhere in the world, obviously. Once we finish this, we'll have flown into every country and territory in the world. with the exception of maybe one or two places that Atlanta considers a place to fly, even though there's no airport. It's in the middle of the ocean. You know, some of these like atolls, and I think the British overseas territory, no airport there, so it's like you can't really fly there. I think the South Georgia Sandwich Islands, we're gonna have to figure out how to do a flight there. But basically, I've done all the flights where we can do a real life commercial flight to most of these places, and there's a few where I've had to make some fictional ones, but we've been to almost everywhere, and now it's going, hey, let's go to this airport because there's a really nice freeware upgrade to it. That's why I want to go to Japan. There's so many good ones I want to show off. And there are a lot around the world. There's some really good ones out in the Caribbean and now South America. People are putting some good stuff out there. All right, can you let me continue my descent? No, we're gonna just do it ourselves then. Sometimes ATC gets hung up and forgets about us. The FS HUD ATC. Again, if we were using, obviously real life, we wouldn't just descend without clearance. And if we were using something like VATSIM where we had a real controller and they just forgot about us, we would call in and say, hey, what's going on? But in this case, no way for us to tell the AI they forgot about us. Have to crazy go around. Hopefully. All right, grabbing the metadata, we have VFR. Well, I'll just read it out. Let's see. Or is not actually. Or okay, so I put in. I'm on medar-taf.com, Pyongyang Sunan International Airport, and the slip I get back from them is for Incheon or South Korea.
3000 QNH 1012.
They gave us a QNH there.
Continue descent
QNH at
China
Romeo Kilo Sierra India, which is the MEDAR I got back, is 1009, but air traffic control has given us 1012, so that's what we'll put in. Continue our descent down 3,000 feet.
Please prepare the cabin for arrival.
Yeah, basically the letter data is not very helpful. I don't. Yeah, it's pulling giving me everything from phone, but then placing it over at airport. Yeah, the metro station uses 207 kilometers away from the airport. Oh, not terrible, but not great. Yeah. That's gonna be a little sketchy out here. We're just gonna have to rely on the air traffic control. They said QNH is 1012, that's what we have in. We're down to 250 knots. You can see it's gonna be really hard descending now. Try to bleed all this speed off. There we go. Descent, we probably should just, again, this is a situation where it's like it's a good idea to try to descend, get down to 10,000 as soon as you can, if possible, and then, because right here we're gonna have a really hard time getting into Salisbury. We only have 21 miles. We gotta get down 7,000 feet. We're only losing 1,000 a minute, and we only have what, 4 minutes? So we're gonna get to 6,000 feet. Look at me at 250 knots. We're gonna need to kind of figure how. Do that again. Vertical navigation
Air China 121
has been pretty good for me, and then other times it kind of does this where it's like, really?
133.9.
Oh, actually, Salisbury, never mind. Salisbury need to be at 55. So 5,300 feet.
Pyongyang approach. Air China 121.
Speed-wise, not sure. 200
descending
knots.
3,000.
It's pretty hard to get there.
Air China 121, radar contact. Proceed direct Sasri. Continue descent 3000, QNH 1012.
Proceed direct Sasri. Continue descent 3000 at China 121.
That's kind of my fault. I should have done a vertical B. And in the situation, if you can, yeah, it's like you want to get down as fast as possible. Then bleed the speed off, kind of at 10,000 feet, cruise at that for a while, and you're able to kind of do this shorter distance. Between Sasri and Papa Yankee, that's all you can really do. Only go for 5,300 feet to 3,000 in that speed. But now we're kind of fighting just to get down to Sasri. That's good. Actually, the 3,000 it was marking right around. We'll see. Trying to get the speed bleed off. Led off. Coming up on the North Korean coast. Laps 1. Laps 2. Laps 5. We got our B ref right there, 138. We're gonna go 143 will be the speed we put in for our final speed. Wind correction. Coming up on Sasri, we're at 200 knots. Good. About 5,300 feet. Right on the triangle. Perfect. Look at that. The VNAV worked. I didn't think I thought we were going to overshoot it for sure. Doing its job. Really good. Really good. Got landing lights on.
Air China 121, cleared Sierra Alpha Sierra 21 Alpha, arrival.
At descent checklist, landing altitude 100, recall check, auto brake.
Arrival at China 121.
2. VREF 138, minimums 329. Approach briefing completed, altimeter 1012. Checklist complete. Now this is another good, I think, pretty decent freeware upgrade for an airport. So if you're interested in flying into Pyongyang at any time, look for the upgrade. I think it's in. I believe I have a link for it in the description on flightsim.to. But if not, search Pyongyang and you'll find this airport. Pretty good freeware upgrade. Nice terminal. As you'll see once we get in. Go flaps 10. Right there is Pyongyang itself. What's going to be there? Runways. One runway out there. I believe we're coming on this. Kind of an interesting airport layout. Chart doesn't even help me because the charts literally is. Well, they have two different charts for the airport, I think, because the runways are so far apart. Or our charts are just out of date. Obviously, the satellite imagery, I don't know if the Google satellite imagery would be better for Pyongyang or not. I mean, it is South Korea. So next flight, I'll turn on that the map replacement and see if we can
Air China 121, fly heading
look a little bit better.
080, continue descent 2000.
Fly heading 080, continue descent 2000, Air China 121.
Oh, landing so fast. Hey, throttle. I don't know why it sped up like that. We'll turn the auto throttle off. We'll maintain throttle.
Air China 121, turn left heading 030.
Left heading 030, Air China 121.
Kind of killed us on our speed.
Air China 121, turn left heading 015.
Left heading 015, Air China 121.
Put 1200 in right away, just that way we don't have that little
Air
hiccup.
China 121, turn left heading 005.
Left heading 005, Air China 121.
Air China 121, turn left heading 360, cleared ILS, approach at 1,201.35, report established on localizer.
Got one kind of landmark there. Is that like a stadium or something?
ILS, approach at 1,200, runway 35, report established on localizer, Air China 121.
Cabin crew, please take seats for landing.
Air China 121, established on localizer.
Air China 121, continue approach.
Continue approach, Air China 121.
Like we missed the glide slope.
Air China 121, contact Pyongyang Tower 118.3.
118.3, Air China 121. Pyongyang Tower, Air China 121, on final, 35. Air China 121, wind 019 degrees at 5 knots, cleared to land, 35.
Okay, we got it. Looks like us.
Cleared to land,
Right now,
35,
15.
Air China 121.
Kind of going down, but we do got a nice crosswind. to land.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Continue.
$100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Air China 121, wind vacated, contact ground 121.8. Wind vacated, contact ground 121.8, Air China 121.
Alright, got a little shaky there because for some reason autopilot got a little weird, but salvaged it.
Ground, Air China 121, runway vacated.
Air China 121, taxi to gate 3.
Taxi to gate 3, Air China 121.
Cabin crew, please disarm doors.
Taxi gate 3, go hotel right here, coming up on Bravo. PSX to set up the gate for us.
The requested position is already assigned to another aircraft.
Like, it's not a totally custom terminal building here at Pyongyang. I mean, it's got to be one of the better freeway airports out there. I mean, it's not a huge airport, but it's got the gates. It looks exactly like it does in real life. I mean, the building, I mean, it is kind of a, you know, it's not a incredibly detailed terminal building. Obviously, you can't go inside and all that, but markings, it looks really good for what it is. So, yeah, highly encourage you to give the creator some love. Check it out. Interested in flying to Pyongyang. Well, again, very interesting gates too, because it's such a tall building. Yeah, really good. Even got its, it even has a marshaller built in. Obviously, we got two marshallers because there's the GSX one, who's the guy in front, and then marshallers here. Plus, we got the digital readout. I don't know why that's on there anymore. Who's who? I don't know. Both of them are kind of different. All right. Parking brake set. Generator. Cut off the fuel switches. Seatbelt signs off. Anti-collision light off.
Ground to cockpit. Go ahead.
Up in here, we'll get the ground power and everything else
Captain,
connected.
microphone check, please. Crystal clear. 5 out of 5. Roger. Cabin crew, the aircraft is secure. Please open the doors when ready. You're clear to begin deboarding. Okay, Captain. Ground power is available. Stand by. We'll start getting you aboard in a couple of minutes. Roger.
Ladies and gentlemen, your portable electronic devices must not be used until you are inside the airport. When disembarking, please take care and hold onto the handrails while walking down the stairs. Please ensure that you supervise your children, and for your own safety do not walk underneath the wing. Thank you.
Passengers deboarding starting.
So it doesn't look like the jetway completely connects, but what's new? All right, well, let's take a look at Volanta and right flight right there. Down south, then turned over on Tianjin, Bohai Sea, over Yellow Sea, Pyongyang, nice left turn. Got landing rate of just under 115 feet per minute. Nice. Flight time 1 hour and 10 minutes. 503 nautical miles. And just over 3,600 kilos of fuel burned. Got our world tour map up, showing everywhere we have flown so far. And today, we're in North Korea, right there. Alright, next flight we'll be flying for North Korea. Fictional flight down over here to Shanghai. Shanghai's out here. I wanted to say here, but this is Hangzhou, where I used to live. We're going to fly to Shanghai, and then from Shanghai we're going to be flying down to Macau, which is right here. And from Macau we'll then fly over to the Philippines. So we got some cool flights coming up, and like I said, you can see basically this is all we gotta, where we have to go to finish up our world tour is right in here. You can see Syria, Yemen, and then Palestine, and that will finish up our world tour as far as the consecutive flights. There's a few places you can see here, like the one of these islands out here, which I don't know how we're going to get to those, if we'll get to those. And then we do have right here Saint-Pierre-Miquelon. All right. Like I said, beautiful airport. Beautiful freeware airport with a custom terminal. Again, not the most detailed and clearly not up to the level of some of these payware airports out there. But again, for what it is, it's a really nice custom building and everything. Gets the job done, in my opinion. Alright, so I will see you maybe later today. We'll do that flight down to Shanghai. If I am able to fly, we'll maybe do that one, or we'll do my flight from Fresno down to Phoenix in DRJ for SkyWest Airlines in a pilot flight. So until then, everyone, happy flying, and as always, take care.